So what I'd like to talk about is sort of the pros and cons of dating older men as a younger woman. And when I say, and I guess I can consider myself an older man because I'm 44, if I were to date someone your age, then yeah, that would be her. If my 26-year-old girlfriend brings home a 44-year-old guy, you're dating an older guy. He's almost twice your age. So talk to me about some of the surface level benefits of dating an older man as a younger woman, because the dynamics are definitely different.
The pros are kind of hard to talk about without essentially sounding a little bit like a gold digger, but it's also like just women get these fantasies. So let me be clear, I
Okay.
guess. Like one really amazing thing that he was able to do for me once was take me on a $400 dinner date. I had been on dates that maybe they were like 150, but nothing like that,
Sure.
right? But somebody would see that and they would look and think maybe I took it for granted or I didn't understand how important it was. Like every dollar a man spends on you, that's time that he spent at work. So
That's
really what
right.
that dinner was all those
Wow.
hours that he spent at work that ended up getting transferred into his time with
Wow.
me. So that's a good way to be thankful about something like that too. And then on the flip side, it's like, once we have three kids, are we going to be going on $400 dinner dates? Probably not,
Probably
but I
not.
am happy. Yeah, definitely not. But I am grateful for like those kinds of experiences that he afforded me. One, they show me like what a man is willing to do for me. That's the thing. Like, can't really leave him because then it's like some alpha widow situation. Like, who else
There
gonna
you
take me on
go.
this $400
There
date?
you go.
Who
There
else
you
gonna be
go.
ripped at that age? So that's definitely like the financial stability. That's a pro because I ended up having an older male preference from just from physical attraction. I think
Okay.
that's a preference of mine. But also, I had been with men my age, and there just always seemed to be problems
Hmm.
where I would try to like help them toward their goals, and then they wouldn't perform, or they would collapse, they would quit. Where like a man who's older, his career's already established. Like I don't have to say like, yeah, honey, you can do it. He's like, no, I already
Like,
did
right,
it. Get
there
in
you
the
go.
car.
Yeah, there you go. That's exactly right.
Yeah,
One thing that
those are some pros.
those are definitely some pros. One thing that you said that really got my attention, you said every dollar he spends on you, that's time he spent at work making that money.
Hmm.
Talk to me about the importance of that, because there are a lot of women, and by the way, we'll get back to this. By the way, a gold digger, and I know you say, well, it sounds like you're no, 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 no. Being attracted to a man with means does not make you a gold digger.
Oh,
As
definitely
women,
not.
of course, women are naturally attracted to men of means. This is in your programming. It's a survival mechanism. A gold digger is a woman who dates. She literally just dates around. She dates 5 or 6 rich guys. They all buy her, bags, and they take her on trips. And that's a gold digger. She's not wanting to consolidate on
Yep.
one guy. She wants to consolidate on all of them. So that to me is the definition of a gold digger. But being attracted, if you have two men, all things being equal, all things, I mean, physical, if you have two identical twins, same age, same everything, you're going to go with the guy who has more money, because that is essential to survival. So
Oh
never
yeah.
ever I don't feel guilty about looking at 18-year-old hot girls at the gym when I'm there. I mean, dude, they can say, oh my God, you're a pedophile. Listen, I mean, you can call me whatever you want.
Misogyny.
You feel me? Yeah, misogyny, right.
Mm.
But never ever feel guilty. And it's so funny how society conditions us to, well, I was attracted I mean, listen, he took me on a $400 dinner date, so that was a good thing. No, that is a good thing. This shows that not only does he like you, it also shows that he can afford to take you on a $400 dinner date. Now, that's
Oh
not
yeah.
everything, but at that point, that ticks off one of your boxes. Okay, this is a man of means. So getting back to what we were getting back to the original question, when every dollar a man spends, that's time he spent at work. So many women,
Ah
Ali,
yes.
completely take that for granted. And it's not that they don't know that these men work for their money, but what gets lost in translation between the time he gets off of work and then he swipes the credit card for whatever it is he's buying her, women seem to have this disconnect. They do not understand, if this man is spending money on me, he's not just spending money on me. He's spending time, labor, I mean, all of that stuff for every dollar. Talk to my audience, talk to any female who's having trouble sort of piecing that together. Any woman who takes for granted the kind of time and money that men spend on women that they actually care about.
Right. So, number one, just talking directly to the women, if you're a woman who takes your man's money for granted, you can thank your parents for that. They probably provided a lot for you. Okay, that's like a
Ah,
starting point. Right. Whereas I came from a situation where I didn't have that much growing up. I want to say like I was middle class, but we were definitely, I think when I was born, we were on like food stamps.
Oh yeah, we've
like
been on
just
food stamps. Oh yeah.
typical single mother stuff. You know, like
Sure.
not the best, not the worst. I ended up getting like a stepfather when I was like a preteen, and that really changed our economic situation.
Good.
So like a lot of women that are like jaded, they've just always had money around them. Like they don't know how hard it is.
Sure.
The other thing is in the aspect of like me being with an older man, there's a period of professional development that is in between like where he started in the workforce and then where he ended up with me.
Yes.
So it's not just that he spent time at work this week and he took me on a really nice date. It's like, no, he spent decades working hard, going from working in an ice factory to being a janitor to being enlisted to becoming a medical provider. So there's like steps here. That's why you can't take that stuff for granted, because this man went out there spending his whole life trying to get professional development so that he could have some decent options in women, and to share that with a woman, you have to think that's how I take it. When he does things financially for me, that's him sharing.
Yes.
Right?